Well, speaking of the workforce and more people working longer, the January job numbers are out, and once again, Victoria is doing pretty well. But BC lags behind other Western provinces with an unemployment rate of 6.9%. And the national number is even worse. 2,300 new jobs were added last month, but unemployment across the country in January was up to 7.6. As CTV's Stephen Andrew reports, that's the highest we have seen in 9 months.
The number of jobs added to Canada's economy last month is far less than the 25,000 analysts were expecting. With more people looking for work, the unemployment rate rose to its highest level in 9 months at 6.7%. In Ottawa, the government responded with a now familiar refrain.
The economy remains fragile, particularly in Europe, and it's the reason why we have to stay focused on the economy.
BC lost 2,200 jobs in January, with the highest unemployment rate of Western provinces. Not as bad as other parts of the country, but it pales in comparison to Quebec's job growth.
Where are you working?
Premier Christy Clark is making job growth her #1 priority, reaffirming that commitment with a change to BC's energy plan, allowing for the expansion of liquefied natural gas projects.
The Kitimat LNG project, which is the first one that will go ahead, is the product of 21 months of community engagement and stringent environmental review. We have a vision for the future of BC's natural gas industry. We will find new customers so that more British Columbians can get to work.
The Premier says the move will create 9,000 jobs during construction and 800 long-term jobs. The NDP is happy with some of the new plan, but is sceptical of the job creation numbers.
The job numbers that I saw in the press releases today are arbitrary and pulled out of the air. The market will determine how many people you need to get this product to market.
Some economists believe government cannot create jobs, but can create the right environment for growth.
Making sure that things are well run, making sure that tax regimes are reasonable, making sure that regulation is reasonable, making sure that government above all is honest and fair-handed in its dealing.
And it's an environment that needs to happen soon if BC and the rest of the country are to remain competitive.
The economy should be growing, but there's no question we've hit that soft patch, and it's painful to feel, especially as the U.S. seems to gain some traction.
And it is significant traction, with more than 250,000 Americans finding work. The unemployment rate in the U.S. now sits at a 3-year low.
Stephen Andrew joins us now with more on the job numbers. You know, Stephen, in Victoria, we're prone to seasonal unemployment. So the rate in Victoria last month was pretty good. How does it compare to other urban centres?
Well, Hudson, Victoria is sitting at 5.7% for January, and that's down slightly from December, too. But compared to Toronto at 8.6%, Montreal at 9%, or even Vancouver at 7%, it's still a pretty good number for Victoria.
Now, you mentioned in your report 2,300 jobs across the country created last month. Where are they coming?
Well, Hudson, there were a few gains in education, culture, and recreation, but surprisingly, the losses were in the insurance, financial, and real estate sectors. So very interesting numbers there, and those are 3-month rolling averages, by the way, we should mention.
All right. Stephen Andrew reporting. Stephen, thanks.
You're welcome.